One of the things that I run into, and I'm sure my colleagues do here too, is a concern by patients about having anesthesia. Is it safe? And I think this is something we all face when we're talking about procedures. Patients want to know, do I have to have a general anesthetic? And often there's fear about that. Do you guys find this?
All the time, but I think it's an inappropriate fear just because, one, you can statistically, someone's more likely to die in a car crash on their way to the surgery center than they are under general anesthesia. But the analogy that I really always give patients is that millions of people go to sleep under general anesthesia and wake up every single day, same as travel in commercial aircrafts.
Brooke, do you find that same thing?
I emphasize that anesthesia is so much safer today than it was 20 years ago. We've got instantaneous arterial oxygen monitoring. We have brainwave monitoring.
Right.
So
it's pretty hard to get in trouble without
It is hard to get in
knowing what's
trouble,
going
and I
on.
think most of the fear of anesthesia probably relates to people's experience in the 50s and 60s.
Can we do some surgical procedures safely under local?
Of course. I mean, there are things that we do in the office all the time, things from as small as just lesion excisions and things like that, but even a blepharoplasty, because it's a small amount of local, it's an area that's relatively short.
Touch-up liposuction or...
Simple things, yeah.
But I always encourage the patients to understand that there are disadvantages to local anesthesia. One, your operation is going to take longer, because if you feel something, you say, oh, I need more. So I think most procedures probably take an hour and a half less under general, and patients respond to that. And I think there's always the risk of the patient who you're doing local with standby anesthesia, and they get to a point where they're having so much pain, you start giving them a sedative, and the next thing you know, you need to do an intubation in the middle of a case. So I really think general anesthesia today is a safer way to do it.
As a patient, you want to be safe first. You want to get the result, and we'll do it under local if we can, but we want your safety to be paramount here.